Hey everybody, welcome back to an episode of the Canucks News and Rumours. I'm Jacob Billington, joined with Matthew Zator. How you doing, Matthew?
I'm doing okay. I mean,
It's,
the Canucks are, we'll get into a lot of it, a lot of negativity around here right now, but yeah, doing well.
yeah, I mean, it's been a rough, almost 3 years at this point for the Canucks, even just to get to this point where the word has been said, rebuild. The Vancouver Canucks are headed towards a rebuild. Um, but almost taking the spotlight more than that somehow is the current 10-game losing streak that they're on. We just saw the Winnipeg Jets go through this. They were at the bottom of the standings. And then Vancouver said, look what I can do. And they did the exact same thing. So uh, the Canucks are here at the bottom of the league. 10-game losing streak. They've lost. They've only won one of their last 13. Why? Like, what's wrong with the team right now? Why can't they win?
There's a ton wrong. I mean, if you want to go more deep, I just put out an article on the numbers throughout this whole 10-game losing streak. None of them, there might be one or two that are, I guess you could say, positive in a sense, but most of them are ugly numbers. They've been outscored. I mean, it's crazy number, like 45 to 6-17. They just come off a 6-0 loss to the Edmonton Oilers on national TV, which, I mean, everyone's watching, of course. And then previous to that, the previous Saturday was 5-0 against the Maple Leafs. So it's just not been good. I mean, this past game, they allowed 6 goals in the second period alone. And very quick succession, and not by the usual, you'd think, oh, McDavid got a bunch of points. And he did get some points, but not a ton of them. It was their depth guys scoring. And I mean, the defensive breakdowns, you could go so deep into different. The goaltending hasn't been good. Of course, Demko's hurt again. Lankinen's been okay in some games. I mean, the goaltending hasn't propped them up. Goal scoring's been an issue all season, and then obviously throughout this streak. And then their penalty killing, a bad part of their game all season, has been a little over 50. I think it's like 56%. Is their penalty killing over this last 10 games. So, I mean, they're allowing a power play goal almost half the time, or a little over half the time. It's not good. Most of the stats aren't good. I mean, the only probably positive of it is that Elias Pettersson has been scoring. He's got 4 goals over these 10 games. And then their high danger chances they lead the league in high danger chances in all situations over these since December 30th, which, I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter unless you're scoring on those high danger chances, because they only have 9 goals, high danger goals on them. So it's just, there's reasons why they're losing. There's pointing to the coaching. Their defensive system just doesn't seem to work. A lot of people are pointing to it that it's dead puck era type defending, which doesn't work in this modern day. And I mean, it seems like Adam Foote could be a one and done coach. So it's just not been a pretty sight throughout these last 10. And then, of course, they're starting on an 8-game homestand, which only have 4 wins at Rogers Arena this season. I don't know if anyone wants to go to games anymore, really, because they're on a 7-game losing streak at home too.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty gloom and doom around Vancouver right now. And of course, now that they've committed towards a direction for the first time, maybe ever, Elias Pettersson starts playing well. So
yeah,
it's kind of like his play kind of led to this whole thing. This is why the Canucks are where they are, is because he wasn't playing at his peak. So, I mean, we'll get into it a little bit later, but do you think Elias Pettersson, is there any chance that he's on this team in 4 years?
I mean, I really think that he might be traded over the next, I don't know if it's going to be this season or the off season or whatever. I think he's not part of this long-term team. I mean, it just doesn't seem to me that way right now. And I don't know if he's ever going to return to that elite form that he was. He could be, I mean, I won't give away too much. We'll talk about it later, but I don't think he will be.
Yeah. So, I mean, is there any other comments that you wanted? But we can just move on to kind of some of the players and whatnot if you don't have anything else about the 10-game losing streak.
No, that's pretty much it. I mean, as far as history goes, this is a tie for the worst losing streak in franchise history, going back to the 97-98 season. If people remember, that was Mark Messier's first season in Vancouver, and everyone knows that dark era of the team. It could be the beginning of that type of thing here, too. So, yeah, I looked back. I'm like, oh, of course, it was the first season Mark Messier was here. So,
yeah, of course that lines up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I want to start with Thatcher Demko. I want to know your thoughts on what you think that they should do with him. I mean, it's been how many years since he's played? Even more than a handful of games. Like, he's 30 years old. 2023-24, he played 51, but like he's only played 262 games in his career, and he's 30. Like, is the time to trade him past? Like, do teams want him, do you think? Do you think that they could get what he's worth?
I mean, definitely not. I mean, the thing is, if he was healthy, he's a Vezina Trophy type goaltender, and he's shown it when he's been healthy. It's the fact that he's just not a reliable piece. Whenever you get, whoever gets him, you're like, well, we can't have just him. We're going to have a goaltender that can step in when he gets hurt. And that's an inevitability at this point. I don't know if it just seems like there's rumors that he could be shut down for the season because he's dealing with, like, say, multiple injuries. So is it, I mean, there's so many things that he's dealt with. He's dealt with hip. He's dealt with the back. He's dealt with his knee. There's just lots of things it could be. His groin is another one. He's been, is a lot of lower body injury. And that's what they kind of just bulk it into. And you don't know what the thing is. He's still dealing with the polypus muscle injury that he dealt with this past off season. I don't know. They're not saying. And that's where it is. I think other teams would be looking at him as like, well, we're not going to give you a first-round pick. We're not going to give you a high-end prospect for this guy that we may not have in the lineup for most of the time.
Yeah. You need to have that reliability. Like, that's a characteristic of a player. Like, we talk about, he has good physicality, or he has good hockey IQ, or whatever you want to go with. Availability is the most important. Like, nobody's going to acquire Thatcher Demko if he's only playing 20 games a season. It's just not how it's going to happen. Or they're not going to do it for anywhere near the value that he truly is worth. But that availability is an asset, or lack thereof.
100%,
so I want to run through the forwards. I mean, I'm looking at the forward group right now, and I could see every one of them on the move at some point. Like, there's a couple that I'm like, they wouldn't move. But so maybe we can quickly run through them and just play a little game of should he stay or should he go? Because to do a rebuild, you have to tear it down to rebuild it. So some of these guys are going to be moved. So you can give your thoughts on each player quickly, or if you have a lot to say about one, great. Or you can just say he's gone. So Jake DeBrusk.
I think he stays. It seems like he wants to be here and be part of the solution rather than just exit. I mean, not saying that he won't be, but I think he's probably one of those guys that will stick around.
Okay. We already talked about Elias Pettersson, and you think that he should go?
I think so. I mean, right now there's a lot of teams that they seem to be kind of the two that kind of caught me off guard a little bit that have come up is the Sharks and Blackhawks, which, thinking more about it, it would actually make sense for him to go to a team like that behind a couple superstars. He's not the main guy. He's not the face of the franchise. He goes in there and does his thing. I don't think they'll be looking at, he's an $11.2 million player. He's not scoring, blah, blah, blah. He goes to a new market. They'll be like, okay, he gets paid a lot. But, if he's scoring 20 goals a year, playing good defensively, I think they'll be okay with that. And he is an elite defensive player. He's one of those guys that will still score goals, and he's getting better at faceoffs. He can kill penalties, he can be on power play. I think on a team that he's not the main focal point, I think he can thrive and maybe get close to what he was. And then even going to I don't know about the Carolina Hurricanes. I'm not really sure about the return. They keep saying Esperi Kotkaniemi is going to be in any deal involving that. I'm not sure about him. I mean, it seems like maybe he'll return to being a good player, but nowhere near a Pettersson type guy in his peak, at least. I don't know. I think he's gone, but it just depends. I don't know about the timeline of it. I think teams like the Kings are another team that seems to be coming because of Kopitar retiring. He could be a good supplementary guy on a team like that. So, I mean, I think there are some teams that will be interested in him. And I do think he will be traded at some point.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of teams will be interested. It's just a matter of if we're paying for Elias Pettersson from 3 years ago, or if we're paying for Elias Pettersson now. Like, that's going to be the conversation that they're having. Sure. And especially with the cap hit. Like, is he going to get the treatment of Jonathan Huberdeau? Like, is he going to be still traded as a valuable asset? Or are people going to look at the Huberdeau trade and be like, ooh, they took on a lot of money and now it's kind of hurting. So, like, that's just kind of a situation that could be compared to. Brock Besser.
He stays. He's got a no trade clause in his contract. There's rumors that he says he's not going to leave. He's happy with being in Vancouver. So, I mean, there's always the thing. If he doesn't want to go, he's not going. They have those clauses in their contract. So, I think you give him that leeway. He just signed in Vancouver here. I think he's part of this. We'll talk about it later of what guys will be part of it. I think he won't be traded. The simple fact is he just doesn't want to be.
Yeah, and I mean he completely his choice. So, Evander Kane, he's a UFA at the end of the season. Is he gone?
Gone. I don't know for what. I mean, the thing is they want to recoup what they got. You know what they had to give up to the Oilers. They tried to trade him back to them. They're like, no way.
no take backs. I thought that was hilarious.
Sorry. I think he's gone, but it's just a matter of I don't think they're even going to get what they had to give up for him. It'll be a pick, maybe a low end. I mean, I don't even know, maybe a mid-tier prospect. I don't know. I think he's gone. You have to get something for him though. Because I think teams will be interested in a guy like that because he does perform in the playoffs. So I think a team will be willing. It's just they won't be giving up much for him.
And what makes it difficult, he's got a 16-team no-trade clause.
There's another
or a 15-team, I think, and 16 he can be traded to. So, like, I look back to the Tarasenko trade to Florida. I think it was a third and a fourth round pick.
Yeah.
I could see that making sense. Marco Rossi, that's an easy one. He was just the young asset brought in. Any counterpoint, Connor Garland, he just signed an extension with a full no move clause, so they'd have to do it pretty soon.
Yeah, he's been in the rumors a lot. I mean, I think teams would definitely be interested in him if they put him up. I think he stays. I love him as a player. I mean, that's maybe bias on my part. I really like him as part of this leadership group moving forward. I mean, they could put him on. I mean, they're saying they're going to take conversations on everyone. But if he is traded, it will be before that extension kicks in.
Yeah, for sure. I think he's one of those guys that you keep, that you build around that kind of player. Maybe not talent-wise. Like, he's not going to be the superstar of your team in 6 years when you're ready to go. But he's the guy that's going to keep that locker room together. Like, he could be captain material. Yeah,
I agree, yeah.
Filip Chytil.
There, we talked about Demko being that. There's another problem. He will be returning this week from being out since October, but he has to get back up to speed. I don't think any teams are going to be going crazy trying to get him. His injury status. I mean, there's another problem. You don't know if he's going to be there for all season. One more concussion, I think he's done. I think his career is over. So, I mean, if you do trade him, it won't be for much. I mean, definitely not for what they had. They got him trading Miller. He was one of the main pieces of it. I don't know. I'd want the Canucks to maybe try to, if he is healthy, I think he could be a piece of this team, of their rebuild here.
Yeah, and he's young enough. Like, he's only 26. He could be a part of the future, but it also, like, it could make sense to move him now because he's one of those pieces that a lot of people will look for. So
true. Yeah.
Nils Höglander, kind of same situation in terms of like the ladder. Like, he's a good skilled bottom six guy, maybe middle six, depending on the situation. But he's only 25. He plays both wings. Do you think that he sticks around? He's got another 2 seasons under contract. So
he's getting paid a lot for what his production has been since he signed that extension. Because the thing is he signed it after he scored the 23 goal season. So, he's getting paid basically for that, and he hasn't really done much. I mean, he had a hard season last year. Of course, I mean, looked great in the preseason. Of course, he gets hurt and then has to get back up to speed. He hasn't scored this season yet. I really don't think he's looked very good in any of the games I've seen him play yet. He hasn't been the Höglander of what the Canucks are expecting when they signed him. So I think you still give him time, because the fact is he's coming back from a hard injury that he had to rehab from. So I don't think you trade him now. I mean, he's still in that window of youth. I think he's still part of that rebuild window. So I think he does part of it. Again, not a guy you're building around, but a good complimentary bottom part of the lineup type guy.
Yeah, I look back to the Ottawa Senators rebuild, and they got Connor Brown, and that was kind of who he was to the team. Like, he was a good player. He was like, he's not going to be the superstar, but he was always just around, and he was a good quality player to learn some attributes from.
Yeah.
So, all right, I got 3 more for you. Drew O'Connor.
Again, another guy that just signed to an extension. I mean, he's been really good this season. He's in double digits in goals. He can kill penalties. Has great speed. I think if a team does offer something, I think you do entertain it, because I'm not really sure with his age he's part of this rebuild. There's other guys you can sign for cheaper in free agency if you want a veteran like him. As part of what he is, he's a great player to have. I think there are a dime a dozen around the league. You can get guys like him. So, I mean, I think if there is something, an offer, maybe a second round pick or something, you do trade him away. But yeah, I think he could be on the move.
One that I don't know if he's on many people's radar, but Linus Karlsson. Do you think that they keep him around, or do you think he's moved? Because I think with the season that he's been having, I think he could garner some attention. And he's got an extension already, but that doesn't mean anything with the Canucks right now.
And it was a recent extension too, not that long ago. I think, again, I really like the thing is, I'm really looking at it. He could be like a Höglander type guy, has a great season, and then all of a sudden you're expecting it every year, and then he doesn't perform at that level. So, I mean, I don't know. He hasn't been given a lot of ice time, maybe more ice time. He might even be a better player. So I'm caution about trading him now. I think you should give him as part of this rebuild. I don't want to call it a retool, because I think this is an actual rebuild. I think you give him a chance to be part of this moving forward.
That's fair. And then the one that everybody's been waiting for, Kiefer Sherwood. He's gone. That's almost a guarantee. But it's weird, because 3 weeks ago, they were talking about extending him and putting new offers on the table. And also the Rangers were in on him, and then all of a sudden just completely flip switch. It's so bizarre. But instead of asking you if he's going to go, what's your prediction for value of the trade package and then a destination?
Well, I mean, the Canucks want a first round pick. I don't think that's happening. I mean, it seems like if it was a team that was willing to offer a first round pick, this deal would have been done a month ago. And that's why it hasn't been done, because they keep wanting a first round pick. And this latest offer that the Rangers put forward was a second, a third, and a prospect, I believe what it was. And they said no. So it's and that's a team they've dealt with. Of course, JT Miller trade, Carson Soucy trade. They have a relationship with Chris Drury. So it's not like but they say no to it. So, I mean, other teams are probably offering them a similar package. I think they're going to have to just settle for it eventually, because if you keep going and say, we want a first round pick, gets down to the wire. And then all of a sudden you get even worse than a second. I think you take the second and the third or whatever and run. I mean, you're getting a second round pick for a guy that you signed for a really low deal. And at that point, you probably, if you were trading him when you signed him, you're not getting nearly a second round pick for a guy that's a third, fourth line. I mean,
right.
I think a second round pick is a good return for him. So I'd be okay with that. As for a destination, I want to say it's the Colorado Avalanche. I think the Avalanche are going to be the team that goes for him. The Sharks are an interesting one that just came out. I mean, they have some assets that I think the Canucks with. Filip is an intriguing guy to get in return for him. because he's a young guy. He might be part of the team and been kind of pushed out in San Jose because of all their young guys. So, I mean, I think it's between those. But, I mean, I'm always bad with predictions. I'm probably going to be wrong.
Fair enough. All right, so let's move to the defense. There's a lot of forwards to go through. The defense, is it safe to say that Boyum, Villander, and Mancini are all safe?
They're all part of this new defense core. So I believe they're all three going to be staying.
Fair enough. And then P.O. Joseph, he's one that, like, why wouldn't you move on from him if somebody is calling?
If a team's a pick, fine. I mean, I'd be great with it. I mean, I don't think he should be playing at all right now because of all the young defense that they got. I never understood, I never understood healthy scratching Villander and Boyum for having him in the lineup instead. So, I mean, I think he just has to go just for the fact that they don't have him to put into the lineup.
Yeah. And then Tyler Myers, he's been one of the leaders on this team for a very long time. He's second year of a 3-year deal, I think. Is he going to stick around? Like, he's 35. Is he going to want to finish out his career here? I guess that's going to be the choice because he has a no-move clause. But
no move. His family's here. I don't think he's going. He's just going to say no. I mean, that's just where it is going to be. A lot of people think the mistake was signing him in the first place after he was becoming a free agent. I'm not necessarily on that boat. I think he's a really good defenseman. He's a great veteran piece to have around. If you're going by the same rebuild as what the Montreal Canadiens are doing, they've kept Mike Matheson for that reason. I think they're equivalent in the veteran leadership and veteran presence that they bring to a locker room. I think you keep Myers because he's an anchor for that. I mean, Filip Hronek would be in that category as well. So, I mean, but I'm much younger, of course. I think he stays because not just because he wants to be here, but I think he's a good part of it.
Yeah, and that's fair. And I remember we were talking about it when he signed the extension. We were on here talking, and we were both in agreement. Like, that's a great deal. It makes sense. Hindsight is always 20/20, but at the moment, like, it was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Marcus Pettersson, fairly new acquisition. Again, he just got the extension. He's got a full no-move clause. This is a tricky defense to rebuild because you got a lot of guys for a long time. Do you think Marcus Pettersson is going to ride it out?
I believe now looking back at that was a bad idea extending him right away. I mean, yes, they had experience with him and, management. They've had him for a long time. They know what he brings. But you got to see how he fits with the team that you've got. And then all of a sudden you're signing him and giving him a no move clause on top of it. I really think that was a bad idea. And he has not been very good this season at all. He's playing a ton. I was surprised he's not in the really bad minuses in the league. Tyler Myers is actually way worse than him in minuses. There's 3 guys in the top 10 and plus in the minus. Besser is leading the way in that. But I think if you do, I just don't know if he's going to want to move on. If you're signing a no move with a team, he might waive it. If a team does offer a ton and he wants to move, I think that's a good thing to do. I just don't think that's something that will happen.
Fair enough. And then you kind of hinted to him already, Filip Hronek. There's been a few teams calling on him reportedly. Ottawa's been one of them. With the market set by Rasmus Andersson, like I don't view Andersson as much of a better defenseman as Hronek. I'd put him a little bit ahead, but similar tier. With that return, like, does Patrick Allvin, I mean, he has no move clause too, but does Patrick Allvin and Jim Rutherford have to look at that and be like, we've got to try and move this guy?
Well, I mean, there has been the talk, like Elliot Friedman brought some speculation that if he's put on the market, I mean, there's teams that'll be wanting him. But this morning, his agent tweeted out, he doesn't know where the heck this stuff is coming from. Hronek is happy in Vancouver. The management and coaching staff's happy with him. He's like, why are you fabricating rumors like this? So, I mean, at this point, it's been shut down, if you believe his agent, that is. So, I mean, I think he is part of this long-term part of the Canucks, that he is the veteran guy. There's been talk that he's the next captain as well, which I'm not sure I agree with that. He's horrible in the media. I'm not really sure how much you're going to really, the one interview I saw of him not that long ago, it was very boring. It was very like one-word answers. And it's like, that's what you'll get as a captain from him. Yeah. I don't know if that's what you want, But I mean, he's a great veteran, and his leadership has been ridiculous since Hughes was traded. So I think he's part of this. He'll anchor the defense moving forward here.
Fair enough. So actually, last one, Kevin Lankinen, is he sticking around?
Again, what goaltender are you going to have now? I mean, you're hoping that Demko's healthy. You're going to need, and is Tolopilo the answer as the guy that you're wanting as your second guy? I think Lankinen's here for now until guys like, there's some of their prospects kind of get going. There are some high-end goaltenders in the pipeline. I think Lankinen's here at least maybe till the end of his deal. It could be his last year. They trade him at the deadline because I think this rebuild's going to be more than 3 years, even though Rutherford thinks all of a sudden he's going to wave a magic wand or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Lankinen's here for now.
Yeah. So we kind of went through everybody. You kind of told us already, but who is your group moving forward? Who are the guys that you want to see the Canucks build around?
Well, of the guys right now, I think Connor Garland for sure. You're looking at I already said Filip on defense is there. Thatcher Demko at this point is part of it because he's still. I mean, you say he's 30, but if he's healthy, I mean, it's very big if. I think he's part of this core, though. And then you're looking at, I already said Connor Garland. Filip Chytil, I think, is part of it right now. Marco Rossi, Zeev Buium, Tom Wielander on defense. And then whoever they're drafting, hopefully, first overall, either be Gavin McKenna, Ivar Stenberg. I hope that they're not going to go off the board and pick some Tynan Lawrence for some reason, just because they like him and he's a centerman. If they do that, oh my gosh, there's going to be, I don't know.
I don't think people are bold enough to do that in today's game, but
no,
the Canucks would be the one to prove us wrong, eh?
That's what that's what I'm thinking. But I think some of the guys that they're building around aren't part of the team yet. So, I mean, either be their first overall pick or second or third or whatever it's going to be. This coming draft and the next draft, maybe even the next year from that draft.
Yeah.
Because I think they're going to be, unfortunately for Canucks fans, they're going to be in the bottom half of the league. Probably next season, probably the season after that, unless they somehow can turn it around in 3 years. I just don't see the pieces right now to do that. So, I mean, yeah.
Well, even like looking at the roster, there's a lot of really good pieces. They could do a Bruins 1 year. We'll sell a little bit and then we'll get back to it. Could be not going to happen. They've committed to the word rebuild. Like, they have a ton of talent though, so be interesting to see who they do move out and what they get.
Yeah.
So 2 guys that we kind of glossed over. We talked about Filip Chytil, but Teddy Blueger and Derek Forbort. So they're both injured. What's the status on Forbort? He's on LTIR.
Forbort said he had a setback and the injury he's dealing with. There's been talk that he's going to be shut down for the season, that he's done. It's just been something that he's been dealing with a lot I don't know how long it's been, but it sounds like he's done for the season.
Okay, and what about Teddy Blueger? How's he doing?
He's probably going to be back as we were watching this tonight against the Islanders. He met with the media this morning on Sunday here and said he's probably going to be back against, if it's not going to be on Monday, it'll be the next game. So, I mean, Blueger's really close.
Good. So is there anything else you wanted to touch on before we wrap things up here?
Yeah, and then Chytil is going to be back this week too. I think I mentioned that already too. Yeah. So, I mean, that's good news for him. Hopefully he's one game. I just really caution because it happened with not that long ago with Michael Furland. So long out, comes back, one game, hit, done for the year. So, I mean, I hope that's not going to be the case with Chytil because he's done so much work to rehab and get back. I hope he's here for the rest of the season and that this is his last concussion for ever because and be like Sidney Crosby, because I remember back Sidney Crosby said his next concussion he's done for his career. I don't think he's dealt with one since. So
No.
hopefully that's the case with Chytil now.
Yeah, he is going to turn into the next Sidney Crosby. You heard it here first.
Not in that case, not in being available for.
Chytil can be a very valuable asset. Like a healthy Chytil is a low end second line center, I would say, but like still a viable second line center. So
yeah, he adds a lot of speed to the Canucks too. The transition game that he brings is something I think that they've been missing since he's been out. So. It'd be good to have that back. And it's just, I think fans are probably like, well, don't help them win games though.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for joining me today, Matthew. It's a good episode, long episode, but there's lots to talk about with the Canucks. It seems like there always is. So if you made it this far into the episode, make sure to leave a like and subscribe and leave a comment what your thoughts are. Maybe leave a list of who you think stays and who you think goes. And we will see you on the next episode of the Canucks News and Rumors. Thank you.